Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to my channel, Engelgeist. We're in the middle of a thunderstorm right now. So if you might get to hear the thunder crack. It's really pouring down rain right now. It's kind of dark in here because of it. We don't have the morning sun coming in the office. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this reading. For those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. I've been noticing that the channel's been growing by a subscriber or two every day. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very, very, very much. I appreciate your support over there. If anybody's interested in getting a Patreon subscription, you would get this daily forecast. At the lowest level of subscription, you would get it a day early. There's also extra readings that are only available over there every month. So you can check that out if you feel interested. Other ways you can support the channel, please hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to me or you're just passing over and checking out a video. If you feel so inclined, hit the notification bell and you will be notified when I go live. I do different live events and things. On Sundays I will be doing charmings, so... Oh, it looks like the rain's coming to an end. Okay, well that was... maybe no thunder this time. You can follow me at Engelgeist333. And you can always message me at my Facebook business page if you're interested in getting a personal reading. And those are done over the phone or Facebook video, payable via PayPal. It's pretty easy. All right, so let's see what's going on. We had that Eight of Wands sort of fast-moving energy. We also are coming into now, this is the reading for Tuesday the 7th. So we'll still be kind of in the beginning of the week energy shifting into that Mother of Wands or Queen of Wands energy, right? That seemed rather protective. So keeping that in mind, we might be shifting more towards action. I feel like that Mother of Wands was rather defensive. She was sort of protecting something that was valuable to her. So some of you might be feeling that way. There could be some, nerves around that for some of you. But that's okay. I feel like, I don't know, it's interesting that devil has shown up twice at the end of the week of the last 2 weeks. I really honestly think that it's being asked for us to look at some stuff. A lot of the planets are in Capricorn. We just finished up that lunar eclipse in Capricorn. The devil card is associated with Capricorn, so it's all sort of in line energetically. So let's see what's going on here. Oh my God. All right, so it's the Son of Pentacles, guys. He was here last week too. Are we like in a time warp? Are we? What day was he? He was Friday of last week. I write these all down. Okay. So we're bringing in this energy again of Pentacles is a slower moving energy. The Sun to me is sort of like, I guess this is like the Knight, right? I think the daughters would be the pages, I believe. So this would be like the Knight of Pentacles, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the slowest moving cards energetically. When we have the Eight of Wands yesterday, this is strange because it just seems like this is the antithesis of, this feels to me like after that Eight of Wands that we had yesterday, it's like we're slamming on the brakes or something, or we're slowing things down. I feel like there's a methodicalness to this Son of Pentacles. I feel like he's sort of looking at the small details. That's why his head's sort of down. I feel like, Knights to me are in service. They're noble. They protect. They sometimes sort of bring new information with them or awareness. So there could be some of that as we move more slowly or we pay more closer attention to things. If we're a bit more methodical in our planning. There might be some of us that are, okay, so like that, I'm sort of seeing that devil's picture, right? Remember we had that Capricorn and he had those hot little feet, which I thought was sort of funny, right? Little goat with flames around his feet. And to me, this sort of speaks to this idea, or at least I think this Son of Pentacles to me speaks to this idea of don't be so quick to rush. That Eight of Wands energy yesterday that might have given you that opportunity to sort of see something clearly. Now's the time to sort of slow the energy down and bring in sort of methodical thought, steady pace, moving towards something in a like sort of measured and aware manner. We don't want to just rush right in like a bull in a china shop and knock everything over, or make a mistake and not see something. That's kind of what I get with this. We are protected. I always love with this one, it's like a young buck in the sense that his antlers to me feel like, even though they're not fully grown, we have the ability to protect ourselves. Not that we need to, but we're safe. I always get this sense of safeness, security from this card. I think it's sort of his antlers give me that vibe too. Like he knows he can protect himself if need be. So I would say my suggestion is to kind of slow ourselves down today. Don't let that slowness, like don't battle against that slowness, like lean into it is kind of the feeling that I get, versus being sort of pissed off about it. I know that a lot of us have felt like things have been moving really slow leading up to this point, and we might be a little bit frustrated by that. Don't let that get in under your skin. I feel like this Son of Pentacles is also sort of we had that, I'm totally forgetting, at the beginning of the week we had that Seven of Pentacles, that hard-working energy underneath that. So it's interesting, we've got this Pentacles Wands energy going back and forth in the cards between spirit and material, and they talk about like sort of the veil being thinner than it's ever been. And so maybe if we're combining these energies or being conscious and aware of these energies, we can actually be inspired by spirit and move when it's time to move. And we can also be methodical and smart and work hard and pay attention when it's time to do those things and actually make manifest the things that we want on the material plane, right? But we have to be sort of painstaking would be a good word, steady, dedicated. That's another really great term for the knights in any of the suits. Their whole idea is that they sort of hand over their life of service to like a queen or a king. So that's also sort of this Son of Pentacles to me, is this idea that being dedicated to whatever it is that we want. And it's interesting, we still have this little orb of fire up here, which reminds me of the fire that we see in the Wands cards. It's also sort of the fire that we saw in the sun behind Gazelle yesterday. And it's the fire that is in the feet of the devil at the end of the week. So whatever this is that's burning within us, right? These desires, these needs, these, wants for creation, ground them a little bit, especially with that Seven and this Son of Pentacles, and bring them into being. Like, give them the attention that they deserve, to give them the belief that they deserve, give them the sort of possibility. Whatever, if you did come into some sort of realization from yesterday's Eight of Wands and you want to get, sort of hot to trot, as they say, with that, devil energy with the fire around its feet. If you're a little bit hot to trot and you want to move too quickly, you don't want to miss something or mess something up, or I'm not saying that you would, but just that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting. This is why it's going back and forth between Pentacles and Wands. It's almost like a tempering of the energies right now. Keeping that in mind and keeping that as a focus. So let's see what the spirit animal card is. Oh, beautiful. All right, so this is hummingbird. This would be air. This is actually one of my favorites. It's in, when I do my animal cards, it was in my totem thing when they had the totem spread. Hummingbird represents joy. So to me, I think I've said this before when we've had a hummingbird in a reading prior. The magic to me about hummingbird is they move so quickly, right? And they're always out to sort of enjoy life. They kind of are looking for the sweet nectar. That's their whole sort of existence. It's sort of the pursuit of sweet nectar and the joy in life. The other magical thing about a hummingbird is I feel like hummingbird can pivot and change, right? Hummingbird can move. It's one of the few birds, I believe, that can fly, or maybe the only bird that can fly forward and then just fly directly backwards and turn on a dime, that sort of thing. So I feel like there is this sort of flexibility. I do feel like there's a speed to hummingbird's energy. So this is about, I feel like, balancing like speed with steady. What I find interesting is we have this rainbow color here, right? Which we saw yesterday in the Eight of Wands lightning strike, right, which was in this deck. Today, that rainbow is here, right? These rainbows always, to me, bring me to this place of our energy, the colors of the chakra system, sort of the full spectrum, vibes of colors and all of that. So when I see that around this energy of hummingbird, it says to me, allow yourself sort of the freedom to seek out the joys, allow yourself the freedom to make choices and changes at the last minute if you need to. You can sort of be decisive and I don't know if this is going to make a lot of sense, but you can be decisive. Hear that thunder, guys? That's my house shaking. Okay. You can allow yourself to be decisive and pivot if need be, but I think that this Son of Pentacles also slows down and tempers that energy and brings it to a place where if we are going to pivot or make different choices than we thought we were, we want to be sort of wise about it, methodical about it, be sure that we've sort of checked and rechecked everything before we go about doing that. Now, let me look at the definitions of these cards. I'll just reread them to you again. Son of Pentacles, we've read before, but I'll reread it again because I can't really remember his meaning. But I just go by what the animals make me feel each time I look at them. This is what I do. All right. And remember, we do, that Seven of Pentacles is like that hard work kind of, taking everything in and making it work. So let's see here. Loyal, quiet, dedicated. The good side of the Son of Pentacles is that he's loyal and determined. He's inventive and can be trusted wholeheartedly, but sometimes this figure becomes stubborn and persistent to a fault. This, combined with his quiet nature, results in his being hard to get to know and socially awkward at times. He commonly has only one or two close friends rather than many. So that's more... that to me sounds like, somebody that we might meet, but that's not necessarily the description that I feel in this card. I feel like this is about that Knight of Pentacles energy of slow and steady wins the race. So utilize that. Maybe some of you are socially awkward. Maybe some of you needed to hear that. But I really feel like there's a peace and a calmness with this Son of Pentacles that we need to sort of channel and access today, especially with that Eight of Wands, and we're coming into that Mother of Wands energy. We want to sort of not get ahead of ourselves, right? And especially with this hummingbird coming in too, I feel like this energy, this sort of high-speed little bird, gives us flexibility, but it also moves at a very fast pace too. So we want to be careful that we don't just get caught up in the rush of everything. Does that make sense? So let's see what hummingbird has to say. I need to find air. Where's my air babies? Here we go. Moth, butterfly, bat, firefly. Oh, there's fireflies in here. That's cool. Hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When it's in balance, it's smart, curious, and loves to learn. When it's out of balance, it's pushy, insistent, and sharp. And when it's to be brought into balance, you need to take a class to teach yourself something. To me, that's a great lesson. It sort of sounds like both of these can be a little bit obstinate if we're not careful. So for some of you, maybe my Taurians or my Earth signs, if any of you guys are feeling a little bit obstinate or not wanting to budge, and actually I kind of feel like maybe my air signs too, be careful, like too set in your ways or your thoughts around something, be careful of that. I'm not saying that you won't be open to change or ideas, but both of these cards have mentioned this idea of sort of being set in their ways or possibly stubborn. So that would be an energy to look out for just maybe a few of you, not everyone. I just want to call that out because it's in both cards in their definition. But I really feel like this hummingbird is about seeking the joy, that whole story of tasting the nectar, finding the sources within that bring us joy, and then also sort of grounding them with this Son of Pentacles energy, right? Whatever that takes us, like however that takes us. If we've realized what brings us joy, right, and now we want to like sort of pursue it, we don't want to get overwhelmed or caught up in just the pursuit of that we don't maybe deal with the more practical matters of the journey too. So, oh, hi, this is our grounding stone. It's love. Everything we do today, we should do in love. I love that, remember, we have that idea of peace underneath all of this. That's the first grounding stone of the week. So that is coupled with this love, right? Yesterday was embrace. Everything, I feel like sort of this hummingbird aspect to me feels like focusing on the sweetness of life, right? Being teachable, going after what we want, finding the many paths to get there. Flitting about and getting there as quickly as we see fit. The Son of Pentacles says that there's also this steadiness, reliability, dedication within us that we also need to channel to get ourselves there. That if we combine these two energies together, these two animals, these two sort of what they sort of represent, I feel like we can get ourselves to this place of sort of whatever it is that we love. If it's, a new job, or actually a new love, or love of self, if we keep this love as our grounded focus, with the underpinning of that grounded focus of peace, our own, internal peace, our own peace in our environment, our own peace in our day-to-day life, we will find our way there, It's interesting to me too, because I think for some of you, this could be actually a little bit of a mini love reading in a weird way. I feel like we've got masculine and feminine in a weird way. I feel like this could be the masculine, which is this more plodding, sort of earth-based kind of person. This is a feminine, sort of higher energy, spiritually connected connection. That's just another little side read that I'm seeing happening here, or feeling for some of you. And I feel like the hummingbird is completely open to it, and the masculine might have his back turned in a way or something, or doesn't quite see it the same way. Don't lose hope though. Stay focused on love no matter what you guys are pursuing in your life. Whether this is, a little mini connection reading for some of you, or if it is the actual blending of these two energies in the pursuit of whatever it is that you do love, these energies will work in your favor. One has sort of the steadiness and the reliability that you require, and the earthy groundedness to make manifest on the earth plane. The other has that sort of realm of spirit and the connection to the ether, so to speak. All right, you guys, that is your forecast. I'm going to go out and listen to the thunder if it continues on. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching it. Please tune in tomorrow. I will see you guys soon. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.